So hundreds of women dressed in black marched through the streets of the capital carrying large crosses and banners reading, "Where are our children?"
Where are all of those corpses?
Spokeswoman for the mothers is Senora Gloria Mendoza Lerma. This is the rights activist that I was talking about. So the people I put in prison just broke back out because, well, not really broke out so much as bribed back out. And yeah, like we're in agreement here. There's very few people who aren't in agreement with this, so we're gonna do that. Oh no, really? The level of our foreign currency reserves is dangerously low already. Holy shit! This usually doesn't hit until year 2. Oof. And they're both in agreement. So, yeah, we're just gonna do this guy. And yeah, they're in agreement. Alright, well, here's our third interrupt. Oh, this usually hits earlier, too. Oh, land reform. I thought we already started a land reform program. Ooh, so I've never had this guy in response to this crisis as my minister. Usually I have a Christian reform. So this is the first time I've seen this. Who will pick the cotton if all the workers are busy with their corn and beans? Fuck you, dude. Honestly. We must face facts here. The laborers are uneducated people with little knowledge of modern farming and management. The country needs to grow cotton and coffee to sell abroad, and agricultural workers are needed to pick them. To give these poor people control of the land we need for export crops would be economic suicide. Ugh, fuck you, dude. Now, let me unpack that a little bit. Basically, he's saying, we're exploiting the workers, yeah, but it brings us money, so we should probably keep them uneducated and keep them, you know, working for people above them that own land, and, like, I'm a social parasite, so let's try to keep everybody oppressed. And this guy's just like, hey, we want some land from the vast swaths of land that you have seized, and, you know, you have a point. If we give it to this guy, he's going to produce food, and we still kind of have that lingering price shit that we have to pay for, so it's been one season. We're going to check our progress. Military expenses have gone down. Good. We're not really fighting a war right now. Cool. Probably good that those are going down. Expenditures for infrastructure are up, losses from food price subsidies are up, and we have not increased our expenditures for healthcare and education, which is something I really do want to do. This is untouched because we didn't increase our healthcare. We started giving out our lands relatively equally, it looks like. So the wealthiest 5% are getting some, the other private producers are getting some. Cool. Still no cooperatives. We haven't gone that far down the socialism rabbit hole. People are eating better, even though production is down. And I'm actually kind of upset the production is down. But production is down because the only thing we've done so far is putting price controls. There's other things we can do to start wrenching that upward. And we should probably start doing that. Cotton production is going up, which is weird. I haven't usually seen that. So, still kind of steadily declining, but oh wait, no, this is our earnings. So coffee's going down, or coffee's holding. Okay, this is weird. Export crops, thin line is coffee, thick line is cotton, but earnings, thin line is cotton and thick line is coffee. So ugh, bad design. Cotton's slightly dipping despite, you know, they're growing more. So really, next time the cotton people complain, like, you can go sit on a stool. Our economy's not doing great. We're probably losing a lot in subsidies here. Let's take care of that next. And international banks and institutions are starting to loan us more. Yeah, loans. Ugh. Our bilateral aid from elsewhere, which is probably my favorite thing to try to increase, not doing so hot. And USSR and USA are both not giving us any money, which, blech, maybe we should probably look at that. So, if I talk to the U.S. ambassador, he's going to be like, why aren't you accepting our military? But I really just want money from you? What's IMF? Can we reschedule our loans? Let's take a look. Alice Beatles Silverwine, representative of the International Monetary Fund, a British economist trained at the London School of Economics, spent several years in the faculty of the University of Chicago, then briefly served in the conservative government of Margaret Thatcher before joining the IMF. Let's see what you gotta say. The new government of America faces many difficulties. Accept a package of loans. Yeah, let's get some more money. What do you want? Negotiate. The development loans reach. So let's actually just accept the package right now. Get some more money in here. And he says it's the same thing, so he raises his fist in the National Liberation Salute. So let's take a look at what the hot button topics are. Shortages of food, corruption, and disposition of dictators' estates. So I'm always up to busting corruption. The tax code is a masterpiece of cronyism. We need to tackle this for sure. Who else do we want? Tax code to make the rich pay their full share. I'm all for that, because screw the cotton producers. What are they doing with, make the rich pay their full share. Make the rich pay their full share. We're going to do this. So this guy's getting a little foreboding. I'm probably pissing him off. I really haven't, capitulated to him in a bit. So we're going to try with the Campesino again. Oh. So we're up to, well, it doesn't have the same stack, because I thought it was 70% produces 80%. So we're going to do this. This isn't what I want. There will be a riot if I do this. So what we're going to do is put it on the agenda. Oh, there's still... Wait. Oh, strikes in the factories. Again, Hector is mediating. So, guarantee unions the right to organize and strike. Even our Christian Reform minister, our more moderate minister, wants to guarantee the unions, which is a little surprising because I think he usually sides with the companies. And, right to strike is good. The real mechanical things that are at play here are, are you appeasing the poor, the urban poor, or I think it costs some economic stability if you agree to this proposal. But to be fair, okay, from a real politics standpoint, I can probably, I actually can't do anything here. I have one choice, and it's just who do I want to say yes to. But given the option, there is a legitimate reason why you would want to put down the right to organize and strike, but yeah, let's guarantee it. This is going to piss off popular stability. What's this guy want to do? Oh, yeah. We should probably talk about this. So, what do the other ministers have to say? What is someone who doesn't want me to eliminate? Ooh, this is so costly, but it is part of the step that I need to do. You also want me to eliminate, but guaranteeing producers a fair price. Yeah, actually, and yeah. What are we doing? Oh, we got an interruption from, you guys, this isn't cool, honestly. Grant title immediately to land seized by the poor, or return seized land to the rightful owners, put the squatters in jail. I haven't had a popular stability dude, in this role before, and this makes this much harder. I usually go with Christian Reform, so I have a much more moderate response. So right now I'm caught between two proposals I do not like. So we've got this guy who represents the poor who legitimately are squatting and seizing land that isn't theirs. And then he wants legally to be recognized as holding the land. They're essentially seizing land by force and then trying to get it recognized. And then I've got this guy, on the other hand, who wants to return the seized land to the rightful owners and put the squatters in jail. Christian Reform basically is everybody slow the down. We really want to give you this land, but there's a process. Get in line. And I feel like that's the best response you can have to this. Throwing them in jail, ugh, that really chafes me. But honestly, we can't have people claiming land by force and then expecting us to recognize that, because I'm not going to legitimize people taking things by force. So, yeah, law and order rules the day. Sorry. And their houses shall be given to others together with their fields, for all of them are greedy, from the poorest to the greatest, from the campesino even to the presidente, they all tell lies. Sorry, dude, but yeah, like I have to kind of thread the needle here. Oh, all of those interrupts meant that I couldn't really choose what to do, so yay. And vital to national security. All right, what do you want? Dude, no. A small nation like ours, the colonel begins earnestly, must rely on larger, more powerful friends to aid in our national defense. Now that we have refused military aid from the United States, the ex-guerrillas quickly gain ascendancy. My soldiers grow increasingly demoralized. Need I point out that a demoralized army is useless to the nation? They're sad because they don't have their Kalashnikovs. Oh, sorry, this is from the US. They're sad because they don't have their M16s. Like... No. No, Fash. Get out of here. Aid freely given is one thing. Aid with such strings attached is unacceptable. Yes. Sorry, Ehrlich. He wheels about sharply and strides away, somehow forgetting to salute you. Yeah, you too, dude. Mother's... Alright, what do we got? We put you back in prison. Are you serious? Yeah, like, we're all in agreement here. Hold on, she said something different before. Friends of the Guardia murderers set them free. The jackal Padilla, who used to burn our children's feet with torches and throw their bodies from the heights of cliffs, freed. How can this be? We ask only for justice. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Yeah, cool. So we've got a fresh board, and not as many emergencies. I'm not happy subsidizing everybody forever. Hopefully we can get that worked out. God, that's... You're on the list again? We're gonna have to, like... Hold on. Shortages of food. Let's bring this up. Hopefully... You have improved the working system without making major changes. Nope, you are not at that point yet, I guess. They will eventually suggest rationing, and I think, like, rationing is really the best way to go. Import grain? No. Gosh, I hate this. But we're going to maintain our course. I really wished somebody would have brought up rationing. So we could start getting our education going, but I want to see what our current reserves are looking like. Good, military expenses are falling. That's to be expected. I really don't like how much the military is bullying people. We're losing heck of money from subsidizing. That sucks. Infant mortality hasn't gone anywhere. We're still giving too much land to the cotton producers. I'm going to have to figure out what to do about that. So our food production is falling, but so is our hunger. Alright. Weird, but okay. Coffee's going up. Looks like cotton's going down slightly. That's fine. Cotton has leveled out, and they're not at a loss. So that's not terrible. Yay. Ooh, hey. Hard currency. Oh, right. We accepted the loan from IMF. That's why that's going up. And you can see loans from international banks and institutions has curved up sharply. Not great. So, what do we want to do here? Corruption. So, obscenely profitable drug trade has destroyed the political situation in many countries in the region. We begin to see its effects here. The U.S. asks that we allow them to extradite an army officer accused of transshipping cocaine. The U.S. is better equipped to deal firmly with criminals with such powerful connections. Yeah. Let's see who else we got. Decline to extradite the accused. Ask Colonel Ehrlich to investigate. And it asks us to allow them to extradite an officer of our army in order to prosecute him for dealing cocaine. Our army is in a delicate position right now. We can't risk the demoralization of its leadership. They must be allowed to handle this matter on their own. I should be able to take care of the matter with a few calls to old friends up in Washington. Wait, hold on. You're sending mixed signals here. You want to call people in Washington, but you don't want us to actually send... Oh, okay, no, I get it. He wants to appease the Americans and let us, and specifically Ehrlich, take care of it. And, he has a hidden, motivation to do that because we know Ehrlich is not the cleanest operator. He's going to pardon the dude and nothing is going to happen and we're going to be able to sweep it under the rug. So, what does NL have to say? Prosecute them here in Chimerica. If the accusations are true, the accused and associates will be court-martialed and punished, but we must not give Americans power over the justice of strangers. Normally I'd agree with you, but I also feel like this is a gimme that the Americans can get, but they're also not doing us any favors right now. All right, we're going to extradite because, keeping the U.S. on our good side, even when they're not sending us shit, not exactly the angry decision to allow the extradition of Americans. Mobs destroyed an annex of the U.S. Embassy today. We have managed to contain the violence. Did not know that. Okay, there's consequences. Shit. Shoot. Okay, that rocked me a little bit. What do I want to do now? You know what I want to do? I want to change my land reform so that it's not so heavily tilted toward the cotton producers. Open air facility in Bouquet Province, 74 kilometers from Poye, capacity 500. Let's see the bio for this dude. This is the guy who was squatting that we threw in prison, so... Oh, this is even in prison. Holy shit, I didn't even notice that. So, oh my god. Huh. Let's... do we want to... No, I don't know. It's gonna piss off PS, and I pissed them off already. We're gonna do it. We're gonna continue this encounter. Raking the prison guard glowers at you. The rest of us rejoice. We thought, now there will be justice, but what has changed? Still be slave in the fields of other men. Okay. And you... Nah... Oh my god. Do I want to put it on an agenda? We're gonna free him. Alright. What's next on our agenda? Who do we want to appease? If you look at the progress charts, I really want to get that rationing system in here because that's going to help our currency and get us to stop depending on loans. Land distribution. I'm excited to see this go away because cotton producers are butts. They don't do crap. They're not profitable. They're just rich. Yeah, not great. We could start getting our I don't know, do we even have the money to spend on that stuff? All right. What are your pet projects here? Land reform? No. Oh wait, actually I know that this leads to something different than what you think it does. Financial clout to use it productively. So turn into cooperatives owned by the workers. Sure, but yeah, this actually cuts out the middlemen that are profiting for no real good reason. So we're gonna do this, and we're gonna make that guy mad as hell. He is probably pretty pissed at us now. So you know what we're gonna do is let's tip him over the edge, and I think I'm about to get rid of my PS advisor and veer hard left because I'm kind of tired of walking this tightrope. This isn't exactly committing to control of the army. Do I really want to open up that can of worms? So I played this before, and I kind of want to spoil some of this stuff in the sense of we've got this splintered army, and there's the right wing that's turned prison into a revolving door for murderers and death squad members because they control the prisons. And if we give control of the army to the guerrilla commander who helped us overthrow Farsante, that puts a stop to the death squads. But it doesn't really change things. What happens is the other leader, Mr. Fash, Tom Selleck mustache dude, goes to Panama and starts leading insurrections against Comerica because he's like, no, we gotta get those commies and take back our land. And then you have to deal with guerrilla fighters that are trying to overthrow your country from the outside. So, our choices are have people get shot because we have assholes roaming in military uniforms pretending to support our government, or have the people get shot from people who aren't wearing our uniform. And, we shouldn't need to keep throwing them back in prison, but I think the overall death count is lower with the death squads. Oh, here we go. What does everybody really want? Press the courts, leave further handling to the military courts. No, we gotta press. And then, here we go. All right. This is usually the trigger point. Amnesty for all those accused of political oh no, you're going to actually prosecute our friends. We're not going to be able to let them out of jail without you getting angry, so we're going to try to hold you at gunpoint. Speech military discipline is to be regretted, Ehrlich says uneasily, but can you not understand these men pushed to the point of revolt? The wounds of the insurrection will take a long time to heal. If we rip off the scabs as they form, still more blood will flow. The wounds may never heal at all. Declare an amnesty for all those accused of politically motivated violence. Or, this is a crucial moment, we must stand firm against this mutiny and resist all attempts at intimidation. If we fail to punish those guilty of horrible crimes and fail to discipline armed forces, we will never really control our own destiny. Direct Korea to put down the rebellion, replace army leaders who protect criminals. That includes Ehrlich. Does he say anything else? No, okay. This is the moment of truth, because this is saying that I support our guerrilla commander who, was all for the revolution to begin with. And honestly, that's our people, right? We overthrew Farsante, and this is the cause that brought him down. We talked to this dude, you were opportunist and self-serving, and you're trying to let people run free that don't respect law. And I need to tighten my grip and not let you just kind of run roughshod over my country. So law and order wins the day again. We have done our best, Presidente, to execute your commands. To set brother against brother, that is a hard task indeed. That's actually a different response than I'm used to. He usually walks away without saluting. But I am willing to bet the moment I start this next encounter, it's going to be a fax telling me that Ehrlich has fled to Panama. Yep. Friction between the two parts of the Reconciliation Army has finally flared into open conflict. Forces loyal to Colonel Horatio Ehrlich have gained control of the military school, while those loyal to Subcommandante Correa have overrun the radio station where they broadcast appeals to the population. Casualties are reported in clashes throughout the nation. We will do our best to prevent the conflict from escalating into civil war. So, we didn't accept military aid from the United States. This weakens Ehrlich, so that hopefully this won't be extremely bloody. Gabriel Correa Fernandez, Chief of Staff, Reconciliation Army of Chimerica. After a 24-hour siege, the occupation of the Campo de Julio barracks has been forcibly concluded with minimal loss of life. Hell yeah! The mutineers will go before the military tribunals in due course, though the direct involvement of former Joint Chief Colonel Horatio Ehrlich in the attempted coup has not been proven. His hasty departure from the country may be taken to indicate at least some degree of participation. Long live the Chimerican Revolution! Commandante. He's not sub-commandante anymore. He's actual commandante. Gabriel Correa, Chief of Staff. Colonel Ehrlich's departure has caused predictable unrest in parts of the armed forces. In the most serious incident, the detachment guarding Taluco prison revolted, releasing a number of prisoners. Well, I wonder where those prisoners came from. Major Roberto Padilla Pascal and other former members of the Farsante Guard have escaped into exile. The situation is now under control. So the people that we have been trying to prosecute escape justice once again and flee into the countryside. That won't come back to bite us. So our first order of operation after this has come to pass is to talk to our new Chief of Staff, who I probably should have shown the bio for. I probably should have shown the bio for the people who have left, just to give you a view over like what those kinds of people are. But here is now the head of our military, the sole head of our military. He's not a Joint Chief of Staff anymore. He is our Chief of Staff. Yeah, he was an opponent of the dictator since his university days, and he was one of the best field commanders that the guerrilla forces had. What you got? Yeah, they're capable of considerable damage. Remnants of the Farsante Guard have set up camps just across the border from which they make raids on isolated farms and towns. We do not have the manpower or equipment to patrol those regions adequately. We have to build the army against attacks by reactionaries. Yeah, we do, but... Alright, you are going to suggest the same thing. There are a few different ways we could go about this. We can do it with our own money. We could ask other countries. We could ask the socialists. We could ask the US for military aid. And now that they're no longer funding, or not funding, but equipping the people that we just chased out of the country, that aid will go against fighting those elements. So I'm going to agree to start building our military. And I would not be surprised if the US has something to say about it. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing, be my mirror, my sword and shield, a missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, once you've gone there was never an honest war. That was when I ruled the world.